And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let Me Just Say podcast. I am your host, Ray. With me as always, we have Father.
Blessings.
And we have our tribal chief, Dion.
Good evening.
Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Bless.
Great. Just
Uh,
great.
oh man, it's been a good week for me. So, and then next week I get paid because of paychecks, but it's been a good week for me. So. Okay, but without further ado, um, let's get into the topic. Now, this was originally a "Do You Care," but Father insists that it shouldn't be a "Do You Care," so we're gonna get right to it. Y'all heard? Um, are y'all familiar with Brick Squad?
Yes, I'm familiar with Brick Squad. And I hate that you put it that way because I'm about to lie. Brick Squad. Oh my god.
I'm
Lord
pretty sure
forgive
her
me.
favorite song. I'm pretty sure her favorite song was "She's a Brick House." If y'all, she's a brick house. I'm sorry. She is the third piggy, also known as this Black East Somalian woman. If y'all don't know, just like has been the talk of the story of this past week, this woman she had to go to the hospital because she got hit in the face with a brick, and it sparked a with this. It sparked a lot of conversation with when it comes to black women not being protected, and then the whole thing of should black, are we, should that person be protected, or should we be out there protecting black women? And like everything was surrounding everything when it comes to like around protection of black women and how people react, and or how men today, we're not we're not going to be protecting black women, especially if we don't know them and we don't um how can I say this? Especially if we don't know the person, we're not going to be just so antsy to just jump in front of a black woman. Like, I don't want to say back in the days, but we're just more thinking logically. So, also, with that being said, that woman she does have a back. People looked at her TikTok and they noticed that she has skits of slapping white men, also dissing straight men and straight women, and you know a bunch of other stuff that's been on her page. And then a lot of people say she definitely, they, even though that she shouldn't deserve that brick, she definitely had that coming. So I go to the panel. How do y'all feel about this whole situation involving Brick Squad chick?
If I may start this
Go
one.
ahead. Go ahead, yeah.
Now, my first point to whoever it was that attacked her with said brick, you're a piece of trash, and I hope you get tracked down and you get what you deserve for that. Because that was uncalled for. Hold on, huh? Now, when it comes to this woman, the victim of said brick, she has every right to be angry, distraught, hurt, emotional, whatever about what happened. It's where she directed said anger and emotion that I have the problem. You dig? I'm thinking about it like this. She, of course, obviously, I feel like, regardless of, her, whatever you might have seen on her social media or whatever, I feel like that's extreme. For someone to do her like Craig did Devo on Friday, that's a bit extreme. You know, hold on. Let me let me finish. Let me finish. Um, that sounds in the background, by the way. Um, She made me lose my damn train of thought. Shit.
There's food in the
Okay,
background.
that's Constance.
Oh, okay.
But in any case, you know, the issue I have is the fact that you took that opportunity rather than to address your attacker. Make sure justice is served for what happened. What happened to her. She took that as an opportunity to bash black men. So you care that much about trying to throw a whole race and gender under the bus rather than making sure the person who actually brought harm to you gets what they deserve. That's a problem. Now, to an extent, while yes, we've spoken before about how cats have gotten hurt and even lost their lives behind you know defending women, whether it's a stranger or not. The fact that in a case like that, no one bothered to do or say anything in as extreme of a situation like that, I call that just product of the environment that toxic ass women have created. That's the only way I can think to describe that. The fact that I repeat, the fact that she cared more about bashing the black men that were around her that did nothing to help her or whatever proves that point. Also, while we're on that subject, see what she did, and similar situations to that, you make men not want to help or assist you. Again, environment you create. You, I don't know how else to put it. I don't know what else to really like say about that. But yeah, that's my take on that.
Okay, so you know, my when I think of this, my mind doesn't initially go to the shit that she has on TikTok because honestly, everybody has shit on TikTok. I'm just going to say that, I'm glad at the very least she wasn't unalived. I'm still glad that she's here with us because she could have died getting hit by a brick. So, first things first, I'm just going to acknowledge that, she's still here with us. And this is, at least, it didn't end in another black woman dying because Ray, you remember we did that one story about, I think her name was Ruth George, the one who got killed by the dude who she said no to, and then he had killed her. And that shit happens, bro.
Yeah,
I
Ruth
also
George. Yeah,
yeah,
sad story. Sad story.
very sad story. And like I'm sorry, like I understand that she said this. She's made disparaging comments about black men, right? But at the very same time, sometimes like I don't even think that should be. I don't even think that's a healthy thing to pay attention to when it comes to things like that because sometimes the we know where these narratives are coming from. It's not like we're ignorant to this shit. We've heard the same motherfucking talking points for like decades now. It's not nothing new. We know where the shit comes from. So I can put that shit to the side just to hold it down and just to be that example that my community needs, that women need, because a lot of women were triggered by this very thing. You feeling what I'm saying? I'm not even worried about her. I'm worried about the effect that it has on the women that, saw that shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because there were women that were genuinely upset that that happened to her, regardless of her beliefs, or regardless of the little pranks and skits that she pulled on TikTok. Like, we can discuss all that, but at the end of the motherfucking day, she was attacked. You know what I'm saying? A like, you could see the effects of her attack on her face right there. You
I
feel what
think
I'm
her
saying?
jaw was dislocated.
Like,
She had a concussion, and yeah, and, I'm not. Yeah, she might have a jaw dislocated, but I know.
I don't know. I saw that video and like looking at her face, it definitely looked like her jaw was dislocated.
Mm.
so, um, what I think another important conversation that people also need to have is the shit that they pay attention to in regards of serious conversations that need to be had. Because it was a lot of niggas all up and down the timeline sitting there talking about how women don't deserve protection, or the only women that really deserve protection are the ones that um cover up and shit like that, and like the whole modest thing. And when women hear that shit, that's a scary thing to hear, because it like that could happen to them at any time. So if you are serious in cultivating a society where women are safe, then you would pay attention to these conversations, because these are very important conversations that need to be had that affect everybody. I just feel like the entire conversation just got derailed because of some shit that she said that niggas didn't like. So then they made it about themselves. Like, if you're not the nigga she talking about, then shit. You feel what I'm saying? But like, I'm not gonna sit here and talk about her motherfucking TikToks when the lady could have died because she done said no to a nigga. And there were people also talking about how she's a known troublemaker, and how there's even people that think she planned the whole thing. But I don't know. It's just, whenever we see things like this, like that, like again, that other time where the one that was near DC, the girl that got put in the trash can, like, that angered a lot of people too. And there was a lot of conversations that we had about that too. So we have the capacity to talk about these things, but I'm not interested in a conversation about, oh, she said this and she said that, when this incident triggered a lot of women and y'all really wasn't hearing what they was trying to say about the situation. Y'all heard men of this and then decided to derail the entire conversation. So that's just how I personally feel.
Yeah, because that's scary. You could disagree with somebody, but that's a human life and well being. I mean, say what you want to her, but if she's getting assaulted and shit, like, don't wish harm. But that's what, so I didn't look into it because that's kind of, I don't, these type of stories mess me up a bit. So, what was, did she draw first blood? That's all I need to know.
There's a hold on, let me find it. I gotta find this. But while I find it, go ahead, say what you gotta say.
Yeah, because I'm like, if that's the case, I don't care what she says. You don't you don't need to hit her. If she didn't threaten you or physically assault you, there's no need. That's my thing. So I'm like, that's where I am with it.
Okay, all right. I got the video up. I don't know if I can show. I don't know what I can show because uh I heard YouTube be copywriting people or some shit, or they be flagging stuff down. But there is a dude that he said, I don't know if y'all saw this. There was a dude that did say he was there, and he basically gives a reason why he didn't step in. So I'm gonna at least play that, and that might, might, because I'm not sure if y'all like heard his side or not. So this
Nah,
was
I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about that.
okay. This was the guy that he said he stood and watched. So
I help her when she was getting hit with the brick, right? I feel like people need to know the whole story before they start commenting and say things they don't understand or they don't know. You guys don't even remember who you guys are trying to defend, who you guys are trying to speak up for. This is the same woman that was going around smacking white people in the streets. She's not innocent. She was actually taunting the guy to hit her. Why?
he said taunting. I know it sounds weird, but he actually said taunting. So just for people.
Mhm.
would I go defend somebody that's actually looking for trouble? This woman, she is literally a troublemaker. Everybody that knows her in our community knows she's a troublemaker. I'm not going to risk my life over somebody that's actually out there looking for trouble. If you go on social media, online, you're going to see some of her antic videos, taunting people, looking for a reaction. Well, she got what she been looking for, and you guys are giving her the attention that she was actually seeking for. I don't regret not standing up for her. If you look at some of the videos, I was there. I don't regret nothing whatsoever. I don't regret standing up for her. I'm not saying she deserved it. I'm not saying that any men have a right to hit a woman, especially with a brick. Nobody deserves that. But at the end of the day, there's more to the story. She's not as innocent as she's trying to portray herself to be.
You can't say that, then say that. He
No,
said like, okay,
no,
she
that
either deserves it or not, yo. He said, I don't
that
think
ain't
she
it.
deserves it, but you sit and watch. That means you think she deserved it. It's all right if that's what you. But don't switch up.
No,
And, but
look, I kind of get what he's. I do kind of get what he's saying, but like I said, it's well, I haven't said nothing, but go ahead, Diva. Go ahead, finish your point.
no, yeah, yeah, that was it basically. I mean, it's his choice to not jump in. I'm talking about the people that are like wishing harm on her and shit, like because of shit she said. But if she's out there like physically harming people, I'm like, okay, I guess you know karma's hitting you right now. But yeah,
Also, I don't know if you know, but the guy paid her for that little skit.
Yeah,
oh, see that?
that's
Huh?
why. Yeah, that's why I left the skit part. Like, you could tell that was a skit the way he slapped her. So
Yeah,
it was just
it
like,
was definitely
Yeah,
it
I didn't
was
even watch it.
obvious that it was a skit.
yeah. When you look at it, it's like, okay, it's a skit. So
What?
I,
You talking about her slapping the white dude or whatever?
yeah,
Yes,
but yeah, you could tell it was
Uh,
a skit because she didn't really like. She like grazed him.
and then
So
started twerking
and
afterwards.
then
That is
yeah,
not
then
normal
start twerking
behavior for someone
afterwards.
who
So.
just smacked the shit out of someone else.
Mm-mm. Wow.
so my
Well, if
thing
it
is
was that
this:
clear, I mean, geez, she didn't hit
as
you.
far as what as far as what this dude in this video said, right? Now I get that, but then doubling back to what you said a few minutes ago, Father. What if what if that would have somehow resulted in her death? There'd be a whole other conversation being had right now,
Nigga, you'd be
and
investigated.
not a good one.
Like you saw her get hit with a brick and you did nothing, and bro, you would have got.
Regardless of her taunting the dude or whatever, regardless of her history of being a troublemaker and starting XYZ, that is a potentially life threatening situation. Come on,
Can I play devil's advocate, Dion?
as you always do.
Okay, let's say, and I don't know if y'all would think of this as a similar thing, but let's say you go up to Mike Tyson and talk Mike Tyson into like, and he swings at you. I said, do you think who do you think they're gonna come after, Mike Tyson or you?
Mike Tyson.
I don't think they'll come after Mike Tyson. I think they'll come after the dude that taunted Mike Tyson.
Because isn't his hands considered registered weapons still?
Yes, but why would
Yeah.
you taunt a heavy? But why would you taunt a heavyweight champion?
That is a
And
very valid question. Yeah.
Yes, why would you? Why would you? It's the same thing like that white boy when that white boy taunted or was fucking with Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson knocked him on the head, and everybody said, "What did everybody say? Why the fuck would you do that to Mike Tyson?"
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it's
why
talking
would you
law
do
of the
that?
land versus law of the street.
So, and again, like I said, she doesn't. I don't think she deserved getting a brick put up the sides of her head either. But if you're good, and this is what I mean by the energy you put out is going to evidently come back to you.
I
Now,
agree.
if she was out there if she was out there taunting the man, and also I'm gonna ask this because some people was just like, well, it wasn't really Black Americans. She's East Somalian, and the guy was
Ooh.
Haitian that hit her with the brick. Speaking of Haitians, Material Life can answer the chat. How you doing, Material Life?
Who cares about? I'm
I'm
sorry.
doing good.
I, but I'm at, because because some people like Tariq She is like these are not foundational Black Americans, and
Ooh.
uh,
Who cares about the nationalities of the people involved? You're talking about someone getting smacked across the damn face with a brick.
Yeah.
because
It's
well
you have,
because
but you gotta also remember people are like Black Americans are not trying to be, labeled. You know, we all say black, black, if it's one black person, it's all black persons, but there's a very strong bias in between the islanders and blacks. So
thank you,
regardless
P.
of what, there's always gonna be that slight hate. So they want to make sure you know that it's not just a regular Black American. Now, this is a Haitian person that did that, and she's Somalian, or like just so it don't seem like, oh, we're gonna put all the Black people together on this same situation. Especially Black, you don't want to be considered as if somebody who's gonna throw a brick at somebody. Nobody wants to be that label put on them.
That's still ridiculous
Thank,
because there are other people that do that
is this? We
stupidness.
did that with the DC sniper, and because first of all we thought it was a white person, then you found
Yeah.
out it was a Black person, and you know what they said? Oh no, that nigga Jamaican.
Oh wow.
Seriously?
Yes, I
I
was
don't think he'd
yes.
use a gun.
That's
He
new
just
to me.
Watch Barbershop too. They even referenced it in Barbershop too. So, but I remember when that shit happened. They finally caught the person. First off, I had a white boy that would smile like because everybody thought it was a white boy, and when they found out it was black, the white boy came in the room and smiled at all the black people. He said, "What's up?"
You know what? I don't blame him. I don't blame
I
him.
don't blame him either. It was just like I said, "Go get your." I was like, "Get yours, man." He was like, "Ah." He's just he walked. He was like, "Ah," but yeah, just
Well,
like
he
you.
must have been mixed. He must have been a mixed Black man, like. Because it was definitely the white version of him that was doing all that. Because Black people do not be on that serial killing type mess.
We
oh
need
well
to stop
yeah.
putting stuff past people because of race. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That needs to
because
stop.
I'll tell you this right now. I don't know if you remember that story from it was like 2013 or 14 or something like that. That former cop that went crazy and was like shooting up I think he like murdered other cops
That
because
was the one
there's
that happened in Dallas, Texas, right?
this is in Cali.
Oh,
And
I'm thinking of the one in Dallas, Texas, because he was also black.
and what's funny is it's not funny and like haha what's interesting I guess is that when the LAPD were looking for him, right? First of all, no, I guess they were afraid to say who he was because he was a black cop. He's a big black, bald cop, former
The
cop,
one that looked like
basically.
LL Cool J.
I think did he? I think so. But
Yeah,
yeah,
he
I
looked
would
like
say
LL Cool
that.
J.
I
I
would
know
say
which one you
that.
talking
Yeah.
about. Because I thought it
So
was LL Cool J. And then he had like Marine. He was a former Marine or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Exactly.
Damn.
Yeah.
I know exactly which one you were talking about.
So the
Yeah,
cops were on a
Vietnam Street.
manhunt for him, right? And they pull up. So they like nobody. There was no description, man. They it was like the news was afraid to say it, and all that. So I guess they went by like whoever called in the hotline or whatever it is. They pull up behind a truck with two Mexican women selling flowers, and they lit up the truck because they thought he was in it. And nobody knew about it. It was like that. That wasn't national or anything. Then he went up to Big Bear, and I think he held somebody hostage or something like that. And then it was ended. But it turned out he was actually hunting down crooked cops within the precinct, and he was tired of the LAPD's bullshit. They didn't really pull that out either. It's weird, and it's because the way this went down, they didn't get him sooner and shit like that. It's because of the whole race thing. Like, it's okay. He's a guy that snapped, who happens to be a Marine. I mean, yeah. Well, you always are a Marine, right? So happens to be a Marine and a cop, so he has weaponry. Yo, let's not worry about what, like, when it comes to description. Let's do that. But let's not put a whole narrative. Let's find this guy right now, yo. Then we deal with why and if it's a racing and this, you know, because lives could have been saved.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, I don't. I think the way. Uh, I think the way I see the situation first, like I said, I'm with all y'all. Is obviously I wish it didn't happen to her, and I wish the guy. I don't. But and for what the guy said, like she was taunting him, and I don't know what did she say. What in the world did she say that made him want to pick up a brick and like hit her in the face with it? But obviously, she probably said something that cut deep. And I keep telling people sometimes
Chris Brown son.
I keep telling people words. Sometimes words will cut deeper than you know, deeper than anything. I've seen someone shut a whole room down just by roasting people. I've said it myself. I'd rather take an ass whipping than a roasting session because sometimes you can never come back from a roasting session. I know people that still got fucked up nicknames because of a goddamn roasting session. I've given people fucked up nicknames because of a roasting session.
That's why Father's laughing as hard as he is.
Yeah,
Shut up. Oh shit.
I don't think she had to have said anything, to be honest. Well, I just seen her little moment on social media where she said, like, I got hit with a brick and these guys did not do anything. But, like, remember how I used to tell y'all, like, when I was younger in Florida,
you're the
like,
first person. You're the first person I thought about. I'm not gonna lie, B.
yeah, if you just tell nigga no in Florida back in the day, they used to rock you. Like it was nothing for them to start like throwing rocks at you. Like also the girl who had told the guy she was sitting out on like a porch or something like at a restaurant and the guy was driving by and he like tried to holler at her from the car and she said no, she ain't trying to talk to him or whatever. And he like turned around and like tried to shoot out the whole street. Like it takes nothing. Like you don't have to go above and beyond and disrespect the guy for them to wild out or a girl to wild out and do the extreme measures. Now, I don't know the full scope of the story, and I don't know what she looked like before the injuries. Um, for so I can't really speak on like did she have to disrespect him or something for him to like throw a rock at her? Because I'm looking at her at post injury and stuff. I'm like, she just looks regular to me. Like I wouldn't expect somebody to like rock her.
She
Like,
looks like this. I don't know if you can see it. This is what she looked like before the injury. So I don't know. It's about the best I can do. Yeah, but this is what she looked like before she got hit with the rock. And this is on some other shit. So
yeah,
and
she to me she just looks so regular. Like but I don't think she was. Isn't she like a teacher or something? I don't
uh
know. I'm making up titles of work that she probably don't even do. But and for all the people to be there and nobody, so I don't think she said anything crazy. And in this day and age, you gotta be cautious about letting somebody off. Like it's best to just walk away and act like you don't hear them than to be saying no. Because we don't seen too many people on social media done lost their life for saying no. It's like it's best to just take the number and or just give them a text now number or a fake number or a back in the days they had the the hotline numbers.
Yeah, where you get the fake numbers and you call the
No,
fix.
it was a hotline, like that was jumping. It was like a sex line, to be honest.
So yeah, okay.
Um,
My bad. Go ahead,
so
B.
there were several options she put there. I don't know, and I don't know why he rocked her. I mean, bricked her because he definitely didn't rock her. He threw a whole brick. I don't know if he threw the brick at her or he came close enough. Like I don't even understand. Like the whole story is not story. So until we can see some videos to understand exactly like how did she not duck? Did nobody say anything? Like did he get close? Like and she's still alive, so I don't know.
Yeah,
Like
we get.
to get hit by a brick.
Yeah, I want to hear from the dude that hit her with the brick. I think that's just so I can get both sides of the story. Like,
I
But I just
still,
want to hear from the people that was outside. Like
I played one dude, and did you see it?
no, I came kind of late.
Oh,
Did he say
yeah,
she
yeah,
said
yeah.
something
She popped
crazy?
in just after you played that.
No, so basically, what he was saying was she's a known troublemaker in the area. So a lot of people don't really
Oh.
rock with her like that anyway. So when he saw the altercation that happened with the dude hitting her with a brick, he defended the fact that he didn't go to help her because he genuinely did not feel like he felt the need to do it just because of her reputation.
Mm.
which also made
So
me
he
think about,
came.
which also
Hmm?
made me thought of you, which also made me thought of you, B, because because
What? Where he said you genuinely did not want to help.
yo,
How
remember when
did
we
that
had
be?
that argument about like and I was like, oh, I'd have pulled a gun, and you would just said, and you said and go to jail, and like if you have a family to take care of, now you in jail, how you supposed to take care of the family and all that other stuff?
Hmm.
Yeah. So like
Exactly.
you was the first person I thought of because it was just like because I'm not going because I will say it 10 years ago, like even if I didn't know the chick, I probably would have jumped in. Now
Who?
I would assess the situation. It's just like, is he crazy? Do he have a gun? Does he have a weapon on him? Do I have a weapon on me? Uh, is it worth jumping? Because now, like, and I know a lot of women don't like it, and I'm pretty sure some dudes don't like it either. But dudes is not just jumping in and being chivalrous and just saving women, especially if they don't know the person, and especially if someone isn't no troublemaker. I understand that's a system, but like I said, there's some people who's just like, Carmen. If if the person don't get him, Carmen will get him first before anything. So it's
Mm-mm.
like if she's a known troublemaker and everybody knows her as a known troublemaker, then this was bound to happen. I hate to say that because, like I said, no one deserves that. No one deserves that. But sometimes you, like I said, the energy you put out will get put back to you. And there was another video of her talking about because women are the protectors and the providers, and men only protect who they possess. Which that's not really saying much because, of course, like I said, you're going to most people with families or something to lose, they're not just going to jump on someone that they don't know, especially if they have a family they own to protect and provide. They probably just going to like, I'm sorry, some people just going to look around. Not everybody's that chivalrous or Captain Save a Hoish. So
I thought you was gonna say that a long time ago. I was waiting for the captain to say, well, first of all, only thing I could have did for sis was call the police for her. But clearly she didn't
and
need the
that's
police.
and
So
honestly, that's what all of them said. Why didn't you call the police? Because that's the first thing she did. She went to TikTok and like,
exactly.
Like
Yeah,
I
She
that's
said,
didn't
what I
need the
didn't
she
police.
took
understand.
that opportunity to
That's what
try
I
to
didn't. I
bash
didn't
people
understand that at
instead
all.
of you know ha- properly handling that.
and as far as I'm concerned, no charges were still filed. As far as I'm concerned, I think there's still no charges filed.
No, they was talking about that. They said there was no police report still to this day.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
well,
why?
she got what she needed, and that was clout, and she got a lot of it. Um,
Yeah,
Was
and I
it
I
feel
really
just
like
want to say
clout?
real quick. I just want to say can we just refer to someone getting hit with a brick is getting deboed.
Debo did get hit in the face with a brick.
Okay, that's
Wow.
that's my one concern.
But I don't even understand why Homeboy, the one that made that video, had to even enforce that she was a known trouble. It doesn't matter. First of
Uh,
all, no, it really doesn't matter. First of all, if somebody is bold enough to hit somebody with a brick, that person don't care about life. It don't matter if the person was a known troublemaker, unless you're ready to risk your life. Because at that point, the person who's throwing the brick at somebody do not care about his life or anybody's life. So unless you're ready to risk your life, because that's a possibility, he gonna get that brick at you too. So like you
But
saying, oh, I didn't
if
feel the need to help her because she a known troublemaker. You just didn't want to help. It don't even matter if she was a known troublemaker or not.
but like, and I know you didn't see the video. He did also say that she was taunting him and like agitating him to the point to where he picked
right,
the brick up and hit her in the
First
face.
that
of all, when
right, that's what
somebody
I was
I
gonna
see somebody
say.
pick
What
up a
does that
brick,
say about her for antagonizing the guy to the point where this
And
dude
I
ended up
and I
smacking
bet
across the
you
face
she
with the
said
brick?
do it, and I guarantee you she said do it. I dare you. I
I
guarantee.
don't care if she antagonized him, she went in, she did that. The moment I seen him pick up a brick, at this point in time, I knew that nigga don't care about life.
That's
It does not matter. I would have been left.
yeah.
I would have ran instantly. So the
That's
fact that she stayed there, I'm like, what y'all help? Like, help. Grab and call the police, but clearly she didn't need that because she was on social media. She was on
that's
social media before the police. So, like, y'all over here making videos about, oh, why you didn't help? For what? If she
well,
needed help, she would have went to the police station. If she needed help, she would have ran. That was the best thing she could have did for her life was run. When somebody pick up a brick, you run.
Yo.
That's like somebody pulling
Bro,
out a gun and you just stand there waiting
Mhm.
like, oh, shoot me. What?
I
she
mean,
probably
it's
Leave.
hard to outrun a bullet, but you know,
she probably thought she was Debo. What you gonna do besides make me mad?
Debo got hit with a brick and then proceeded to get his ass whooped afterwards, though.
Yeah, he did. You Uncle Willie's son. Oh man, but
It's everyone made Kevin Hart jokes. It's like you watching the rock or the brick just coming at you in slow motion. Like it had to feel like slow motion when it was coming at me.
uh, okay. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
I'm just
I will
glad she's
never
not dead.
listen to Brick House by the Commodores the same ever again.
Wow.
She's a
Wow.
brick house.
All I'm saying is, I'm just glad she's not dead.
hmm
That's
That's
true.
where I'm at.
That would have been a whole nother story. Now
Yeah,
that
that's
would
Yeah.
why
be
when they were sitting there talking about, oh man, she's not Black American. Oh man, she did all this TikTok videos. I'm like, bruh, damn.
Just hit a lick for 30 more bricks. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Bricks. All white bricks. All bricks. White 10 bricks. You gotta sign it. Yo, Walker gotta sign up to Brick Squad. Now. She got
Shut up.
I, I'm sorry. I had to get some of these jokes on. I'm sorry. This-
Oh my God. We're horrible. Next.
I'm not gonna hold you though. When I heard the story, the first thing I thought of was Home Alone when dude was getting hit with bricks. I did.
Hey, the first thing I thought of was Friday. The fuck?
Just
when
oh
I
man.
unironically, that's the first thing I thought of.
when I saw the story and I was like, how she ugly. That was the only thing I could think of. I was like, that reminded me of Martin. Like,
Yep.
Oh, the
That's why I couldn't
knockoff.
watch it.
When he fought
I
Tommy
was
Hearns?
like,
You
That
talking about
yeah.
traumatized
the
me as
one
a
episode of
kid,
Martin when
man.
he fought Tommy Hearns?
Yeah, I was like, damn, he fucked up. But I don't know. I just didn't feel. Mm, I didn't feel sympathetic. Something was. I don't know. I feel bad that I couldn't feel remorse or sorry or sad for her. I was just like,
I
why?
think the fact that she's a woman you feel sorry for because I feel like if this was a
I did
dude,
not.
huh?
I was just like, I just didn't feel anything for her. I was just like, damn, they fucked up.
That
Like
is
a
like
whole
that
brick.
a whole brick now.
Not
All in all,
honest.
you're
Quarter
just
brick, half a brick,
another brick
whole
in
brick.
the wall.
Honestly, you wasn't the only one that thought that into real life. There was a lot of people that had your same type of like energy towards it.
I know.
Quarter brick,
I
half
wish
a
I
brick,
could have
whole
felt
brick.
sympathetic or like, like damn, that's so sad. But I just could not because I was like, how you on social media? You just got hit with a brick.
Like someone on Twitter the other day was like, "Damn, she looked like a swollen grape," and it took everything in me not to bust out laughing, bruh. I'm like, nah.
Oh god.
Like I said, it looked like she got hit in the jaw. Like material, you were here when I said this. But like I said, it looked like she really got like hit across the chin or something and dislocated her shit.
Yeah. It, that's why I said I don't know if she was like if she was pretty before. Like I don't know, but when she got on there, I was like, this is not her best self.
She cute. I get what she. She thick too.
She
She thick.
she here go this thing. I was gonna say she ain't bad looking, but again, looking at her, like I said, that she definitely caught one in the chin.
The chin, the forehead, the head,
Yeah,
like
but
she
yeah,
swelled up real big. She looked like what's that movie with the heart and like they go into like this makeup line and the lady has like the red heart face.
Huh?
Alice in Wonderland.
No, it's not. Yes, Alice in Wonderland.
oh, I
And
thought of
the
that, but I thought it
sister
wasn't.
Nah,
and the with the red face, the heart, like I was like, damn, she got
I was. You know what's funny? Because I was thinking like Tommy Hitman Hearst. I was thinking more or less Tom and Jerry, when like you get hit with something and your face looks like what you
That's
get
the
hit
same
by.
shit. That's the same gif
Yo,
I posted the other day. Oh my god,
Hey yo, Tommy getting fucked up.
Yo, got a little top. Got a little
Tom
Tommy.
and Spike the dog. He
Oh
be
yeah,
getting fucked
Thomas.
up.
Oh man. Side note, yo, Tom, my favorite episode of Tom and Jerry is the one when the dog was on the leash and this nigga Tom had to be petty one time. He fucking
Oh, the
nigga drew
secret.
the line and then like leaned over and hit the nigga with the fucking newspaper.
No, I know the scene you're talking about, and coincidentally, one of the things that Tom smacked Spike with was a brick, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he did.
Nah, nah. Tom and
damn.
Jerry is hilarious, bro. That
Yep.
show is funny as shit.
Legends.
That show is fucking funny as hell. Nah, Tom and Jerry is the first show I ever seen a cat yell like a grown ass man.
Oh man. Shoot. Let's get on to the next topic. Father, you wanted to talk about Erica Mena and Spice from Love and Hip Hop, and Erica Mena calling Spice a monkey, which ended up getting Erica Mena fired from the show. So, what are your thoughts about that?
Bruh, honestly, I just brought it up because I saw it on my timeline. But I mean, like I used to watch Love and Hip Hop, but now it's always something like this. Like, didn't one of them other cast members get in trouble for saying something racist? What was her name? Hazel
got.
E or whatever. No, she didn't say something racist. She said something colorist. I think
Mm-mm.
they did. And then
No,
she got
she
in.
said, yeah, you're right. She did.
Yeah, she said something colorist. And then it was just this whole big fiasco. Then she had that fucking one episode on Iyanla Fix My Life. She had her fucking looking at the wall of black. She's like,
Oh,
this
Rosa
is
Parks.
Call Rosa a bad bitch. Tell Rosa you're a bad. I was like,
Oh
bro,
my gosh.
yo, that's incidentally one of the best Iyanla episodes because she made her go through it that fucking episode. But yeah, it's just first of all, like Erica Mena, like she was in the news for that whole relationship. Wasn't it her and Safari?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was her and
And
Safari, like all over the motherfucking
Yeah, her
place.
Safari, and she put that nigga on child support, and then come to find out she wasn't getting that much in child support, and she threw a temper tantrum about that, which that's her dumbass fault.
No, but her first mistake was thinking that Safari was going to give her child support in an adequate. Like, no, you knew who you was getting with. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure they warned her. I'm pretty sure she was warned.
Yeah, she was born.
She was fucking warned. So I don't want to hear it. But yeah, to call Spice a monkey, like, okay, first of all, I don't. Why would you want smoke with Jamaicans? Is my first question. Of all the people to have beef with or have smoke with, why them? You feel what I'm saying? And then another thing too is like you have a public platform. You know that all eyes are on you. You already had a very public you know what I'm saying, divorce and shit like that. Why bring more motherfucking attention to yourself? Something like, bruh, Ray, I fucking hate celebrities. They waste their privilege and I fucking hate it. If it was me, nigga,
Oh, they're the worst.
if I had that much money, I would be the quietest nigga on this motherfucking earth. I won't be in my home fucking drinking freshly made strawberry lemonade, watching Tom and Jerry or some shit and my flat screen. I wouldn't be out here fucking throwing drinks at people and going to a whole bunch of places just to smile at people I don't like. Like, bruh. And then comments like this come out. Everybody sees who you really motherfucking are, and then you're deeper into your motherfucking guilt trip because you didn't have the foresight to see what your words and how they affect other people. So, like the whole love and hip hop thing, I feel like it's a distraction. I feel like her comments were late. The only reason why she said that is she knows Spice a bigger star than her. First of all, Spice is a way bigger star than her. Like her music is popping in multiple places around the world. Like at the very end of the day, she's only doing love and hip hop as like a side hustle. I'm pretty sure, just to build that just to build that audience over here in America. But yeah, like Spice is gonna be okay. You feel what I'm saying? Like the colorism can come, the racism can come, all them ugly ass comments that people make can come, but she gonna be okay. That's all I wanted to say.
I I feel like them fighting Erica and using the whole incident with Spice is like childish. Because let's be honest, y'all knew she had already said that prior to. And if y'all was already irritated and done with her, and y'all was ready to like fire her because, y'all should have just y'all didn't have to wait for this incident so it could give y'all the leeway to fire her. Because that's all it was. It wasn't like, oh, they was really upset about the situation about her saying, calling Spice a monkey. And then the next episode that they air, Spice calls Bambi a giraffe. And people's like, oh, why y'all not upset? Blase, blase. Y'all like, okay, if y'all want to reshuffle the cast, y'all are exhausted with the cast that y'all have and y'all want to reshuffle them, just reshuffle them. But it's like, if you can't figure out how to fire somebody or end their contract, then you use like these incidents because that was the same thing on what was it Basketball Wives with Evelyn Lozado and the Filipino girl and the African girl. They like she said something that was derogatory and then they like cancel her, but they're gonna wait a couple minutes or a couple months, a couple years, and then the next thing you know they're gonna be right back on the TV screen, still acting the same plum fool. Erica understands her job. She does her job and she does it well. But regardless of what, They all exhausting. Every one of the members of the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta crew, all of them need to be out and reshuffled. Like they need a whole brand new cast. It's not just Erica needs to be gone. They need a complete new cast because it's like everyone's tired. They all got the same drama. It keeps on repeating the cycle. Everybody's getting a divorce. Everybody's fake together, fake happy. They're outside all the time. They're irritated, fighting with each other. None of them seem to be really making money. And the ones who's making money is just there to be there. They don't bring no content. I was like, okay. And y'all sending this letter stating that y'all gonna fire Erica effective immediately. First of all, these episodes are like months old. Like these scenarios that happened was months ago. Why didn't y'all fire her after she had that whole screaming fest there? And we would have been prepared for this episode to come out. But y'all wait
Thank
for the
you.
episode to come out and then fire her. Like
Thank
y'all the same way Jocelyn when she fought Amber Rose, she was like, "Oh yeah, I beat somebody, but like I beat them up," and we was all anticipating this episode of her fighting Amber Rose. But like you knew, like I'd rather you have fired her, and then we anticipate this situation happening than to fire her after everybody was outraged. That means y'all agree with what she said, and y'all only canceling her now because um everybody's upset and y'all want to appease the America, but people are still not watching the show. The sad part is people are still not watching the show. I still haven't seen a full episode of that situation except the clips that's on social media.
I stopped watching all shows like that. Love and Hip Hop, Black Ink, Basketball Wives, Jennifer. Like fuck Jennifer. I don't know.
Wait,
Fuck
what's
Jennifer.
Jennifer? I was like, wait, Jennifer? Who's Jennifer? Is there a show called Jennifer? I'm so confused.
No, like from Basketball Wives. You know, like she's always the
Oh
You know
yeah.
what, Ray? You know what, Ray?
yeah.
I just thought of this, bro. Yeah, if we marathon that entire thing, it'd be lit. Just me and you.
Yeah, we can do that.
Marathon which thing?
Flick,
Basketball,
basketball wise.
Well, it wouldn't take that long, Chad. It'd probably be like half the day.
probably.
Shit, marathon. Yeah, shit. We can do love and hip hop too. Shit, we can watch fucking Young Jock just act a damn fool for our
That's my
entertainment.
man's. Young Jock funny.
You know what's crazy is how people have evolved from all these shows. From the very beginning when they came on, it was dusty, and now they like bundled up and face is clean and makeup is pristine. In the beginning, it was all looking dusty. Looked like they barely had money to their name.
Yeah, that's what happens when that money come in. You start like
Hmm.
getting a little swagger.
Erica done got a divorce. She only getting $5,000 from Safari, and then she done lost her consistent check because you know she acts, she makes music, um,
I
she
think. I
sells
think.
products. She's an influencer, so Love and Hip Hop was her consistent check, but she works because she only getting 5,000 for Safari, so she ain't got the luxury of not working.
You know what's sad because everybody know Erica Mena is crazy, and yet she still get work, and it's just like her being crazy is just like kept her on TV for like the longest. Because I've seen her be in relationship with everybody, men, women,
Hmm.
Safari, Bow Wow. Like
She
this
has,
is
I don't
crazy.
think it ain't been an animal, but I believe she's
I
been
was
in
gonna
business
say
with some
Bigfoot.
animals.
I was gonna say she probably had a relationship with Bigfoot too, but you probably yeah, you're right. But I don't know. Like she for some she's crazy. Also, and I'm going to ask this to the panel because for what? Because Tamar, aka Do I Look Like a Muppet, said was actually she was defending Erica Mena because she said that Spice brought her kid into the argument, and Tamar basically said she wasn't being racist. She was like, if you put her kid in, all bets are off. And I'm just gonna say whatever I can to disrespect you, disrespect. And I think Jesse Wood was on the side of like Spice should have knocked all of Erica Minder's teeth out. So because
It
if you call
wouldn't
someone
take
a monkey,
that much.
obviously you're being racist. So what was you saying,
Erica
D?
has veneers, so it wouldn't take that much to knock them all out. They would all come out in unison. You like she has veneers, like we all know. But to be honest, I don't even understand what take. First of all, there's no way in life that I argue with somebody and my first rebuttal or somebody say, "Oh, you a bad mother," do I say, "Oh, you look like a monkey?" Like that is not my first word of thought. Is
Have
when
you
to argue with somebody to say they look like an animal.
you remember the
I
TikTok
would
video?
probably say you fat, long chin ass little hoe. Like, but to say you look like a gorilla, a ape, a chimpanzee, like a giraffe. Like, I don't know where these girls get their lesson in arguing.
Because they go from 0 to 60. You seen that TikTok video where it was like, "That's why your shoes raggedy. That's why your mama dead."
And I would understand that, but she talked about your kid, and the best thing you had was to say, "Oh, you part of like you look like a monkey or something." Really, that's the best line you had to come back. Yeah, I said she
Yeah.
went to hell.
Yeah, because at that point you're not trying to like be funny. You're hurting feelings.
Yeah, but
Even though obviously Spice don't look like a monkey, but you just said that to hurt feelings. So
you're right. If you roasting somebody, is your thought process is, oh, like I understand what she said. Oh, I wish she had died. I was like, dang, that's cold. But when somebody go low, is your thought process, I'm gonna go lower by calling them a monkey? I'm like, don't nobody think like that. When we going off on you, we gonna talk about everything from your mama, your daddy, your auntie, your uncle, your brothers, your feet, your teeth, your hairline, your clothes. But we're not thinking, oh, let's go look at the zoo animals and see which one you resemble.
some people don't know how to roast. So what they do is they go for the
No,
most hurt.
that's
That's
not the
what
most
people do.
hurtful.
Yeah,
Erica Mena, for how much she argue with people, how many times she go off on folks, how many times she done curse somebody out. This was the first time I heard her call somebody like on national television because she don't argue with a lot of black girls on Love and Hip Hop from New York all the way up to Atlanta. She was not calling none of them a monkey, and a lot of celebrities keep doing that too. And I'm just like, this is the best y'all got. Like some of y'all need to go back to high school and remember them days when y'all had to get a little ruthless. Y'all get to being rich and start roasting like a child.
well, some like I said, some people got their roasting genes. A lot of people don't. And like I tell people all the time, I would rather take an ass whipping than get lit up in a roasting section. 'Cause
nah, nah. Road sessions, if it's severe enough, mm-mm.
dog, one dude, and I was young, and this nigga lit me up so badly. I ain't come outside for like a whole week. That nigga, but he roasted me so bad, I had to get better at roasting. So it helped, but at the same time, I was like, I'm never going to be in that position where I get roasted so bad that I ain't got
Well, the
no more.
saying,
Mhm.
See, an ass whipping, you take an ass whipping because all it takes is just one lucky punch, someone knocks you the fuck out. But a roasting section, like I've heard some of the most creative shit that'd be like, yo, niggas get their emotions, they start fighting and all that other shit. So, oh man. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Argument is racist as AF. Because if your first rebuttal for a roast is to call somebody a monkey, I mean you racist as fuck. Point blank period. I don't care what anybody says, she racist. It's embedded in her genetic brain. Instantly, she hit you with a white girl roast. It's
Okay.
like a true nature hit real quick. Because it's just like the same thing when kids, when you were young and people be like, oh, African booty scratcher, or you grew up, you came out the boat, or this and that, this and that. But it's just like sis, if that's the best rebuttal you can think is somebody look like a monkey, it's because you're racist. And anybody who's defending her, talking about some, oh, when somebody argue with you, it don't matter what you say. None of y'all call people racist, a monkey. Now Tamar, them calling her a muppet, that's different.
That's
The girl
creative.
knows is definitely giving it. Like so, but they didn't call her no giraffe or no llama or something else.
Girls, flip the table. Girls, hit the table. That's my K Michelle moment. Girls, hit the table.
Nah, remember when fucking Jocelyn called Mimi the maid?
Oh yeah.
Nah, it's not. So her calling her the maid is not what kills me. What kills me is how mad Mimi got so mad, bro.
Like she didn't own a homemade company, girl.
She got so mad. Bro, I ain't never in my life seen someone with that much power over someone's emotions like that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, she triggered Mimi, bro.
yeah, I
But
don't know.
Mimi was a maid though.
Yeah,
That's why I couldn't understand
that's
why
the
she got
funny.
so
Yeah,
mad. 'Cause
go ahead. My bad.
she was legit a maid. Like she owned a maid. She still to this day owns a maid cleaning service. Like till this day. So I was just like, why was you mad? Because she called you a maid in your maid outfit. You literally came from work.
It was just funny to me.
Are
That
y'all
shit.
still talking about these love and hip hop idiots?
Yeah, man.
We on the last words. We just had to throw them out there. We just gonna some of them shit. Um,
Well, now
you should be. Matter of fact, you should be in this, Dion. Never mind. You know what? Never mind.
now Jocelyn has her own
You know
show
what?
where she torments girls.
Never mind, Dion. Never mind.
Fuck you. That's all I got to say.
That's it. That's it. The next. Okay. On to our next topic, and we about to get into Demo's rabbit hole. Pause. So,
Oh,
Oh God.
It's about
um,
fucking time, bro. All this damn teasing.
No,
Rabbit hole better
there's
be good.
no pause. You need to like take it back and change it.
not, but that there's an
deep
ongoing
inside
joke
the
about
rabbit
that.
hole.
That's why I put that. But um, I knew what Diva was talking about. I knew about this, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't believe none of it. But we're gonna get into it anyway because it is kind of funny, and I thought it was funny when this shit happened to Jesse Lee Peterson. So I guess I could just put this up. But Obama might have a gay lover. So
Oh Lord.
yeah. So this is the video of this dude that is supposed to be the Obama lover, and I'm gonna just play it.
You're just a guy who's in town for the night, and it sounds like you're looking to party.
Yeah, pulled up in a bar outside, and there's this guy that's introduced to me as Barack Obama. I had given Barack $250 to pay for coke. I start putting a line on a CD tray to snort, and next thing I know, he's got a little pipe and he's smoking. So I just started rubbing my hand along his thigh to see where it was going, and it went the direction I had intended it to go.
Even though you had sex with him twice, you did cocaine with him, watched him smoke crack twice, you had no idea who he was.
I had no idea who he was.
Let me just ask the obvious question. What was Obama like on crack?
Um,
Is it your sense that that's who Obama is, just transactional, or that he's bisexual, or like what is this?
It definitely wasn't Barack's first time, and I would almost be willing to bet it wasn't Islam.
the guy's running for president and credible information comes out that he's smoking crack and having sex with dudes, that seems like a story.
Well, it would be a story if the media really cared about telling people the truth.
All right, so
Now that's just a snippet
We
because
know
there's like a. That's just a snippet because there's like an hour. I think it's an
Yeah,
I
I saw the whole
don't
thing.
believe I
I saw
don't
the whole
believe
thing.
it just because how do you not know who the hell Barack Obama is?
Okay. Oh wait, wait.
I'm
Who is
sorry.
he? Tell me. Tell me who he is.
Larry Sinclair. What?
No, who's Obama?
What
Former
was the issue
president of the
again?
United States, the first and only black president of the United States.
And
So they did crack
Oh, did they take the
cocaine.
interview down? They did.
I didn't
So
even
they
actually. I
did.
didn't even watch it on YouTube. I actually watched it on X because it's on his page for free.
This feels
On
like
Oh,
his
yeah.
cat.
account.
So he has
This,
his own
this feels
page.
like
Yeah, that's where he is now. Remember, Fox had fired him, so
Oh
now he's
yeah.
on X, and yeah.
So
So
wait, time out. How long ago did him and Obama did do they nasty things do crack cocaine?
yeah. This feels
Um,
like cat. This feels like such cat.
2000 and no 99, 99.
in '99.
Yeah,
Jesus.
this was before he was. This was I think this was either before or during he was senator. I think in 2004 he became senator, and that's when he was like, "Oh, I remember him." That's when he started like, "Hold up," and he started realizing certain things he say in like speeches and shit like that. I was like, "Wait, that's not how you roll. What are you saying here?"
This
You
feels
know.
like a
So then
hoax.
he's
This sounds and feels like
and then
cat.
yeah, of course it would. Of course it is because I'm telling you right now, if it was anyone else, people would be like, "Huh." It's interest again. This is interesting. Outside of me bringing this up, this is why like I brought it up and I was like, I bet you if I bring this up, nobody knows what I'm talking about. Nobody knows what I'm talking about if I bring this up in the chat. And I was right. And I'm like, this is interesting. Like, come on.
I knew about it, but
How
I
is
was
no?
just
I
like,
mean,
I
know
was
about
calling
it as in like
bullshit.
you don't need to see that video right now because this is something like this is a serious account. This is a serious accusation, people. Like it could be bullshit or not. This is a serious accusation, which should be like as much as like, which leads me to what my final thought would have been. As much as like this whole Maui thing is right. You see at us front page. This is the president, okay, and we consider him still the president. Once you're president, you're always president. Okay, he's still the president. Okay, remember Bill Clinton? There was a scandal. Okay, bullshit or not, this shit was all the fucking over everywhere. It is interesting how this isn't mainstream. And I'm not talking about now. I mean, when I first saw this back in 2015 or 16, when I first saw him first say this, all this he's saying right now, I already heard him say it. It was an earlier video from back then, and you saw him, he was younger. Okay, and he's talking about what happened back in 1999. And I'm like, come on, why wasn't it news then? Why wasn't it news when okay, all right, all this scandalous shit coming out when it's election time and shit like this? Okay, when he came out and to the press corps, he came out to the press corps. This was televised on certain channels. This was recorded. You can find this. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's at least saying, why isn't the mainstream news at least say like, because they at least go this far. They're not even touching this because there's a reason why this was in an interview. But nobody's at least saying this guy is crazy. Do you hear how this guy is accusing Obama of being gay? How dare he? No, I'm not even hearing that. Why? Because they don't want you to even look into this because of when it was done, the details that was said, the things that are already known about him and his past that nobody here knows, but I know. Why? Because I looked into it. That's again, this is why I have no emotional ties to what I talk about here. because I don't know these people. I don't know Trump. I don't know any of these motherfuckers. So whatever the truth is about them that I discover, I'm like, oh, okay, is that it? I'm telling it. That's it. Because for some reason the news isn't. Nobody's doing that. But okay, I understand because the response I got here is expected. That should not be. What I expected should not have been, and I'm like, but I gotta tell it. I gotta, because I'm like, isn't it interesting? And why isn't nobody looking into this? I've been shared this. I posted this on my Facebook publicly because I'm waiting for the day. It's coming, where I say I have 8 years of I told you so's.
I've read that. I actually saw that.
I'm like, I'm waiting for that because a lot has come true. This is one of them. So I'm like, more is coming, and I'm like, yo, shit. And there are things I said. I'm like, I will admit it right now. I'm 3 years fucking late. I said this was gonna happen 3 years before, so I was 3 years early than what's actually happening. It's actually coming out 3 years later than I thought it was gonna come out. But it's all coming out.
Yeah,
one thing at a time. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And I'm like, why isn't people like, and at the same time, I'm not surprised because I remember the backlash when this whole election, when this dude popped up out of nowhere running, and the way people react, I was like, because I didn't even vote for any of them, yo. I'm like, I don't care about this, right? I'm like, I voted green. I don't give a fuck. But the way people are acting about him, I'm like, but yesterday y'all liked what? I know y'all didn't like what he said about Obama, the whole passport thing or what? Oh, birth certificate shit. I know that, but outside of that, y'all still liked him. His show was still rated #1 on NBC, like during that time. So I'm like, something's up now. Why is it because against this woman? What's going on? What is going? And as things started unfolding, I'm like, okay, now everything's predictable. That should not be. All right, because I didn't know this before, but it was later confirmed via some content from a certain former president's son's laptop that confirms a little bit of what's going on here, what's being talked about. So I'm like, yo, shit. And this is coming out a little at a time. It's interesting. And to see how people are I'm like, what's happening? I'm like, this should be like, this should be like anyone else to a lot of people right now. What's making him so special? I hope it's not his skin color because Martin Luther King already told us about that. So what is it? What's making this not a scandal to us right now? Where normally, if it was anyone else, we'd be like, I knew y'all. We can't trust none of y'all motherfuckers. These politicians, I don't know why the fuck I vote. That's the conversation I was expecting when this shit was going down. It ain't happening. What is happening? This is a question people should be asking themselves as stories like this go on. Not, it's bullshit already. Oh my God, how could they say this? Like, is this impossible? Like, come on, really? So, like, evil people can't be powerful. They can't have powerful. They can't be a president. Like, they can't be because obviously Trump can. So, no one can. And skin color matters here. And you wonder why shit's going wrong, and no matter what they say, they're not doing it. They're pushing the goalpost every time, and some excuses are like, what? All right, but it's you, so whatever. All right, I trust you. You're one of us. What? Light the fucking fire under them. What's going on? I don't care who you fucking are, yo. Whatever you said during the campaign, best believe you better be doing it. You're not. I'm asking questions. I'm wondering why you flip-flop. Because what's happening here is starting to make what I said back in 2017 make sense about why did you suddenly change your mind about, gay marriage and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, maybe you're doing the politician thing. You just lied. All right, fine. But come on. All right. The other shit, please, right? No. These are things that are promised that did not happen. But then a certain thing that you said you weren't about, you suddenly made it so, and that's the only thing you did, and you focused on, and you're like, that was the biggest flip flop you ever did, and like blatant. And now this is coming. I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe yeah, because, and this is why he came out before you even were even like before you even change your mind about anything. So he said this years before that, before you implemented anything about gay marriage. This is when you're talking against it. This is what made him come out. And you guys silenced him to a point. There was a rumor that I believed. I thought this guy died, but he let that rumor roll because of the threats against him by a certain president. So, okay, which is far fetched. Like, all right, when you see some movie style shit happen to anyone else, it's believable, but for some reason. All right, but yeah, let's listen to the story. I'm just saying, look it up too. That's the other thing. I'm like, do not believe anything I say. I love saying that because it's like straight up. I ain't gonna be wrong and strong live on air. Chill.
It's
So I
not
will
that it's
be
not
stood correct.
believable. It's hilarious because first of all, this dude looked like he still smoked crack cocaine and every other drug that he formerly does, or and then he's
Like
on
he's
there
still doing it.
like he's strong. Like all I could think about is you ever seen those like videos that's on YouTube where they have like like junkies come into like this little white space and then they have to like you know explore their story or tell their story. I'm just like looking at like if why would I even entertain their story or like give
His
it give it leeway or even try to debunk it? Like that's
because it's
that's
not
like
just him.
bringing radar to something that doesn't need radar. Like,
Ooh,
I don't
but
know, the
it
story
does when
sounds
it's
crazy,
anyone
looks
else. You guys,
crazy,
yo,
and the guy who's speaking looks even worse.
here you go. His brother is talking about it. Been talking about it. Who else? Secret Service agents has spoken out about it. This is known. Like, and that's what's funny. A lot of people are reacting to him like, oh, finally, people are talking about this. This is known. Like, this is not news. Like, you see people's reaction to this. They're like me. I'm like, yeah, we knew this. Why is this coming out now? This is why I was like, I'm like, shit. I was like 3 years early, and not even because this came out years before that. I'm talking about other shit that's coming out, but this was a long time ago. I've been talking about this.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That was my
And
question too.
everybody was, and this was already a rumor. People knew this was like people up there in politics. They were talking about, they were whispering about this shit. Like I was in that, son. This is what I was talking about. I was looking all this shit up, and I'm like, okay, it makes sense, but why lie about it? Like if you're about this, like this is the day and age. Like look how many supporters you have. Look how many of them voted for you. So like, why you have to lie? Just say it. Come on, you be okay. Now you're the first black gay president. That's now, yo, that's saying something. And this is one of the reasons why I fucking voted for you. So what's going on? Why did you fucking lie? So all right, like, and that's the thing. Like, I don't understand how I could admit like I was going hard for this motherfucker, yo. And it's like it's not that I have an emotional attachment to it. I'm like, why can't I admit that? I went hard. Like I didn't even erase that shit. You go on my Facebook profile and go far back to 2000, 12, and go back and see the
2008, 2012.
posts. And go back and see the post. This is second term. And go back and see the post and see how I had him as the Blue Lantern because the Blue Lantern represent hope and his thing was hope and change. I posted that shit hard body, yo. So that's to tell you. This is before I found certain things out because I went based on his promises. I went based on what the news was saying. And then you start looking at, because I started looking at people that I knew that like weren't politically invested in shit and like was calling him and saying like he was bullshit and something like why would you say that? You racist? Like what? But I'm like, I know you. You're not. Why would you say that? But the news ain't saying that. Why are you saying that? I don't get that vibe from him. Why are you say like? Because you start to wonder why certain people you know start saying certain things, and you're like, but why? but you're not a wicked person. Why would you think this? And then that's when you start looking yourself. And I'm like, oh, I misjudged you. My bad. You were right. Fuck. This another one. Worse than mush. Bombed a whole bunch of us and their people with drones. That's why he's called the drone in the drone something in chief. That's his like nickname up in DC and shit like that. Like this is what he's known for. Like he's a war president. And you said you weren't, son. This is why I voted for you. You said you're gonna pull out and you didn't. And you kept making excuses and you pulled out for like a second and only one portion and said that was it. And I'm like, what the fuck, sir, is going on? Why aren't my peers like upset with me right now? What the hell? Like what? Fast forward to today. This is scandalous, son. I feel like I'm reliving the Clinton days, but no one else is. And I'm like, I remember those days and everybody was. Why not? What's going on? And everybody, again, this is not just because this crackhead. And it's funny because he admitted it back then. So I'm like, but he also admitted it, but he had receipts for everything he said, though. You could correlate everything he said, though. Why didn't the news report this shit? Why didn't the news at least say, okay, let's call him on it. Let's call bullshit. Let's
honestly,
look up what he's saying.
That's my question right there, D-Wolf. Like, why
and
now?
Nobody did it. But everybody that talks about it, even me, I'm looking this shit up. I'm like, oh shit. Holy fuck. But but when I say this topic and the reaction is, oh God, and I'm like, I get it, but guy, come on. Why can we be mad together at this motherfucker for lying to us? Let's not do this. But I don't know. I'm like, there's no reason to downplay this. This guy did things, and we allowed, based on our hearts and minds and votes, we're kind of responsible for this, and somebody needs to be held responsible. And he took that duty by our votes and time and money. So, sir, what's up? Well, let's focus on Trump right now. Let's go.
Any last words before we move on to our final topic?
No.
My whole thing is just like, it's a weird opportunity to expose somebody. It's just like you would expect this during election time or when he's running for president. This man is long gone and probably somewhere, minding his own business. It's just
I'm gay, everybody.
My fellow Americans, I had a man slob on my knob like corn on a cob. So,
and and has anybody looked into his chef's death? Anybody looked into that? Anybody heard of it?
Yeah, the chef's death. Yeah, I saw that.
Anyone know any details about it that makes you think this?
I blame Epstein.
And I knew
my brother tells me this. I ain't believing him. I'll tell you that right now. So I'll be like, because I'm like, yo, juicy.
Sure.
This is all entertaining to me.
It's only entertainment.
I just might not be invested enough.
That's what I'm saying.
I might not be invested enough.
I thought it was funny. That's just me. It's just like,
why we invested enough to make Trump a topic though, and he's not in office, but he's going to. Okay, well, let's forget about it and move on. Right? It's Biden, yay. But why can we do that? Why is there energy there and there's no same energy for fuckery that's like against somebody that we all believed in at one point?
I feel like
that's what I'm like wondering. Like, what is doing this?
Because we're content.
Because if it was anyone else, or any other topic, we're talking about a hard body, yo. We're like, oh shit, and we're cracking jokes. We're rolling with it. But there's but I always hear the response of like, oh, why we talk? Like in the vein of, why are we talking about this? I'm like, what? This is not. Wait. No, I can't. No. I can't even find the words. But all right, I'm done. Let's move on.
All right. So that was our deep dive into D Wolf's rabbit holes. Pause. So
Pause.
I don't know no other
Deep
ways.
inside, yo.
Inside you. Inside. I'm sorry. But okay, on to our final topic. And I told her I was going to make a list, and make a tier list about the most toxic gaming communities, and voila, we are here with it. So I actually, for some reason, I had more, but it just didn't pop up. So we just going to roll with what we have here, and I feel like this is a fair assessment anyway. So I feel like we go through this real quick. So I'm gonna just go in orders. Obviously, it's going from S to D, and I'm going to ask the the panel to rate the toxicity of that community. I guess the criteria is how toxic the players can be, and the things that you can do in the game that are toxic, or people would consider toxic. So we I'm going to start with first Destiny. Where would y'all put Destiny at for this tier
I
list?
don't know too much about Destiny to comment.
B in terms of toxicity, like S most toxic, right?
Yes.
Yeah, B.
Okay. All right.
There,
D.
it boils down to like the things that can be can be done in game for real for me when it comes to Destiny, because yeah, you have people who exploit certain stuff in terms of like combinations of like weapons and special powers and things of that nature. For one, if you're talking about strictly like the PvP type of shit, but then again, it's stuff that really anyone can do if you have whatever kinds of you know weapons and armor in your possession, which class of character you use, whether you're a Titan, a Hunter, or a Warlock, or whatever. Um, the only other thing aside from that I can really say is like toxic is um just the fact that you have people who just are not willing to like work with certain certain players under like certain circumstances or whatever. Um, you know, let's say you haven't done a particular mission or whatever, and you got somebody who only wants to do shit with people who've done said mission, whether it's whatever type of raid or whatever before. A person can't learn if no one's trying to you know help them through whatever it is they haven't done yet. you know. So that's an issue. But outside of those things, the Destiny community is not that bad. It has its moments. You have your idiots here and there, but they're not that bad. I'll give them a B.
Okay. Next game, Dead by Daylight. Where would y'all put that?
Don't know.
That's I've
I
played
don't.
that
I don't
before
really hear
too.
too much about them.
That's not really a toxic community at all. I'll get that. That shouldn't even be on this list, but I'll give them a D. They're not
I
toxic
don't.
at all.
I
I mean,
don't hear
it's
anything about
it's
them.
all it is high stakes fucking hide and seek. That's all it is.
Okay. Any of y'all heard of a game called Rust? I've heard of it. So,
No,
no. Okay. I'm gonna just I'm gonna just put this up here because it can get toxic. It's one of those die be a hero, live long enough to become a villain things. It can get very toxic. FIFA. Where would y'all put FIFA?
Hey,
I put any sports game for real, just because of how overly competitive people can be. A tier for toxicity.
Yeah,
I've
but
seen
this
more
is
people.
FIFA.
And
This
this
is
is
international
worldwide.
toxic.
This
Yeah,
is
this is
not just
international
Yeah.
FIFA,
toxic.
but any sports game in general goes A tier for toxicity.
Yeah, but there's levels to it.
I was about to say there's levels
Yeah.
to it because
That'll have to go.
Can't
It's
just
a,
put them all in one box. There's levels to it.
I said about any
One
sports
sport
game
the whole
again
world
because
shares.
you have your overly competitive fucking wannabe pro athlete fucking assholes.
but there's a bunch of games in here that you could do that in, especially when we get to it. Like I think I had Call of Duty up. Yeah, I had Call of Duty up here. We'll get to that. So yeah, all matter of fact, majority of these games is shooters, so like it can get toxic.
Yeah, there's levels
Um.
to it.
Anyway, Among Us. Where would you put Among Us as far as toxicity?
I don't even think the game is toxic. I just think people turn into the most annoying version of themselves playing the game for no reason whatsoever.
I I agree with you, but I
I,
still refuse to play
I
with the.
rank I rank that a C.
I agree with you, but there's still a few people that I will not play with because I was
And
right.
then and then my thing is at the end of the day, that's I feel like that's a kid's game. My son loves the shit out of it.
That game is definitely not for kids.
Yeah, I'm about to say that game is definitely not for kids.
It comes off as a kid game to me. That's just me.
I think okay, all right.
If that's the case, then you really love Happy Tree Friends now, don't you? Say yes. Just say yes.
Just,
I mean, Happy Tree Friends is funny. The fuck.
There you go.
there you go.
You should
There
have
you go.
just started with that.
All right, the next game we're gonna be talking about is Minecraft. Where would y'all put that in toxic?
Nigga, Minecraft?
Yeah.
How can you be toxic on Minecraft?
You can be
It can
very.
happen.
It's like the
It
It
can
can
Wild
happen.
happen.
West.
I've
The
seen
only
people.
toxic thing I can see you do on Minecraft
I've seen
is
people
going
go
to
to
someone
other
else's server
servers.
and like you start messing with their stuff.
Yes, is that's exactly it. I see people
And
go
you
to people's
and you
servers and like
can
burn it down.
and unless you freaking all right, you know what? That one I'll give a B. That one I'll give a B.
I'm
Because
gonna give it a
literally
C.
the only thing you can really do on Minecraft that would be considered toxic is go onto someone's server and start destroying their shit. And things can be regained, things can be rebuilt. It's not that big of a deal.
You ever built something in Minecraft? That shit takes forever.
I haven't played it like that like that. I've watched my son play it, so it's just like I don't know full details on Minecraft.
Okay.
Okay. All
As
right. The
long as
next.
that game's been out, you know.
All right. The next game we're gonna be talking about is Halo. Where would y'all put Halo?
S S.
We put Halo. That's our first
Yo,
S tier. We're going with Halo.
it still is. Holy shit! Because I was gonna say it's been like a decade since I played live, but I remember it. I guess it hasn't changed, yo. Teabagging. That's the game that made that famous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Our first S tier. Where do y'all put Skyrim as far as toxic community?
Isn't that a single player thing?
Yeah. No, they have these online things where you can fight people online. So
I haven't really played it, so I wouldn't know.
any anyone else? Because I'm gonna just put it in C. And, okay. All right. On to our next game. Grand Theft Auto.
It's like the Wild West.
I feel like that's an A. I feel
Yeah.
like that can be an A.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then again, that's another one. While I've never actually played it, I know people who do, and you know, I've heard people complain about just some stuff that players do on there. But again, once you make it to a certain point in the game and you start making, like the bigger amounts of money or whatever doing certain stuff, you can basically do whatever you want with little to no consequence. And that's any player.
Okay. What about Rainbow Six? Where would y'all put that?
Never played it. Can't
S.
say.
I'll actually put that in S because if you don't know what you're doing, they will eat your ass.
Ugh.
Eat a nigga ass. Eat a nigga ass. Okay. All right. The next game we're gonna be talking about is Overwatch. Where would y'all put that?
S.
We put where S. So would you put this in front of things or
I put it. I'll put it behind Halo for sure.
okay.
But yeah, but Overwatch is toxic because a lot of the people that are being toxic can't play.
True. True. All right. What about Call of Duty?
I put it over Overwatch. I don't know if I put it over Halo.
If anything, if anything, Call of Duty and Halo, I'd say are can be equally toxic depending on who you're interacting with.
Hmm.
Yeah, but Call of Duty is only toxic because everybody and their mama play Call of Duty.
Oh yeah, that's where all the racism is at. If you want good quality racism from white people, you go to Call of Duty because they know how to cuss a motherfucker out. And so the next game, NBA 2K.
As like I said, any sports game because of how overly competitive people get when it comes to that shit, automatic S for toxicity. I don't care.
I don't know. I think it's more of an A. I think it's more of an A than an S because like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things that you could do in a game to fuck with someone, especially like if you're running rec and a lot of people get mad they don't get the ball, so they don't play defense and they just stand in the corner while you play 4-on-5. You got that aspect. You got the niggas being niggas in that one, where like they would curse out anything and yeah, you know.
Sounds pretty S tier to me. Sounds
You
pretty S tier
you
to
gonna
me.
call it S T? Okay, we gonna throw that else.
Like
Nah, I'm also put it at A.
I still think I think it's a high A, and the only reason I say high A is just because you could like I don't want to say you can ignore that because you can't ignore it and turn it off, but I think the community is the only community where I know that microtransactions and like they just allow a lot of dumb shit that a lot of other gaming companies won't do. So I don't know. But what about Fortnite? Where would y'all put that?
I put that in. So they got rid of no build, but so are we talking about no build currently or build Fortnite? Like, which one?
I was gonna say all of the above, but we go with no build.
in general, I want to like having only have played Fortnite briefly and more or less got bored with it. Maybe an A. On
I haven't really. I mean, I haven't really had much bad experiences on Fortnite.
like I said, when I briefly had it downloaded to my PlayStation, I didn't play it like that. So
I feel okay. I'd give it a high B. What about it?
Low A, high B.
Low A, high B? It's okay. All right, I'm just gonna put that right there. Um, the Sonic the Hedgehog community. Where would y'all put? Where would y'all put that
B.
with toxicity? You said D.
Yeah,
B would
D.
be.
they're not really toxic. They're just weird.
They are a bunch of weird folks.
It's like a cult.
goddamn
Following.
furries.
Oh, it's more than just some furry shit, but you know. But I guess I mean, if they're strong enough to change the way Sonic look in a movie. So I figured y'all would probably go high, but you know what? We're gonna go with D. I'm gonna just throw it in the D. I might put Red above.
To be fair, how everyone reacted over Sonic's original look in that movie was warranted.
It
That
was
shit was
definitely
Yeah.
warranted.
that shit
Yeah.
looked terrible. I was actually.
Even Disney made fun of it. It's just
Yeah,
funny.
I know. Like Chippendales. You see the Chippendale
Chippendale,
movie?
yeah.
That's
Yep.
that like it made Ugly Sonic a thing. Spoilers, but on to the next one, the Madden community. Where would y'all put the Madden community?
You
People
already
have
know how I
Probably,
actually,
feel about sports games. I'm not even gonna say nothing else.
I
I
don't
know,
know
but
too much
people
about
have
Madden.
actually died over some Madden. I
Word.
will say that.
Well, I put it in S then. What you talking about?
I rest my case on that one being an S. I don't need to say anything.
Yeah, I don't know how many fights like I've almost gotten into just for playing people. That I had to stop playing this game because motherfuckers just get into their feelings. The next game is Valorant.
I never played Valorant.
I don't think I've even heard of that one.
Yeah,
I heard of it, just never played it.
I'm gonna put it right. I'm gonna put it right here. I've heard some pretty toxic things about it. I've never played it either, but okay. Apex Legends. Where would y'all put that?
A?
For toxicity, the people I've played that with personally aren't that bad, so I'd say a C. It has its moments, but not as bad at least in terms of shooters, not as bad as Destiny or Call of Duty can be.
I pissed off a girl where like she was for some reason she wanted to curse me out, and then uh I told her that her mom nipples look like Vienna sausages or some shit like that, and she wanted to.
Wow.
Why Vienna sausages?
What?
Yeah, I. As you know, it was funny because the girl wanted to report me. I was like, "Bitch, you started it." I'm just ignorant. And she was just like, "I'm going to record you. This is all going to be recorded." I was like, "Okay." So they're going to see you starting it because she was talking about, I bet you got a shrimp dick and all the other stuff, and then I just started cutting up on it. I said, "All right," and then once she got cut up on it, she got up in her feelings. It was a white girl too, just so you
Of
know.
course. Can always dish it, but can't take it.
Yeah.
That's why her nipples look like Vienna sausages. Anyway,
I was just throwing random shit out. That's it. It's like I told her like your mama got a mouthful of wisdom teeth. They call it smart mouth. So that's what I told
oh, I'm gonna use that one.
Dion got inspired.
That's brilliant. Oh my god, I'm gonna use that.
her. All right.
If I were,
CS:GO, Counter Strike Go. Where would y'all put that?
I've heard some toxic things about Counter Strike Go.
I've never heard of that.
The game is just very elitist. Like
It's
you need to know how to play, or otherwise you're not gonna have a good time.
yeah. So I'm gonna just put that in A. I'm gonna put that right here. I'm gonna put that right here because like if you don't know how to play, they will clown the fuck out of you, or they will just tell you to delete the game or some shit
They'll
like that.
probably just boot you out the server.
Yeah, they'll just push you out the service.
There's one game I was wanting to see on this list for toxicity that I'm once you go through what you already have listed here, I'm gonna throw up as I guess like an honorable mention or whatever.
It's funny. I trust me when I say this. I had more games. It just did not for some reason pop up. I don't know why.
For
But
me, it's just one game I was hoping to see on this list for me personally, only because I've played it and I've been I've dealt with the toxicity of the people who play it.
okay,
But go through these last two.
okay. Super Smash Bros. Community, the Smash community. Where would y'all put that?
A
B.
A
I
okay.
be I be
Hobby.
low A.
Hobby low. So I'm gonna just put this low A right here.
I feel like they wouldn't be as grumpy if they just took a shower.
Damn.
Oh, shit. And last but not least, League of Legends.
Never
S.
played
That's
it. Couldn't tell you.
Nigga, that
that's
is an
S.
easy S.
That's an easy S, and I'm putting this above Halo. They get toxic.
Damn.
Yo,
Damn.
it
Oh no,
gets.
nigga. They'll talk about your
Hmm.
mama.
I've never played it, so I couldn't tell you. But damn. I mean, mama jokes are a common thing any fucking where. Let's. I mean, you gotta. You gotta give me something better than that.
Nah, them
Nah,
motherfuckers.
like they talk about your mama. Like
They
you
get
want to
deep.
fight them across the screen type shit.
Mm. Okay. So the game that I wanted to throw up for that as an honorable mention was Rocket League.
I had that downloaded for some reason, it didn't pop up. It's like as soon as this whole
Because that one I will give a high A.
as soon as this shit pop up, hopefully when this shit pops up, this shit take
I will
forever.
give Rocket League a very, very high A, but just shy of S tier for toxicity.
Yeah, I had that up there for some reason. It just didn't pop up. It was because there was other choice up here. I had like the Street Fighter, I had Mortal Kombat, I had Mario Party and Mario Kart. It was like
Oh,
really.
Mario Party is definitely S tier for toxicity. Mario Party is definitely an S tier.
I don't even think it's toxic. Niggas is just petty. It encourages pettiness.
I agree with that because I'm not gonna lie because father was
No,
there for
I've
me.
watched no, nigga. I've watched friendships end over Mario Party.
I
The
uh,
fuck?
Nigga, I've watched whole friendships end over Mario Party. I've seen
Bruh,
family members throw
I've never
hands
taken the game.
over Mario Party.
I have never I have never taken the game that fucking serious.
I am not either,
Nigga,
but
niggas treat Mario Party like it's it's the monopoly of video games to me.
shout out
And
to
you
my
know how real Monopoly can get depending on who you're playing with.
Yeah.
grandmama. My grandma was a thimble, and then for some reason she turned into the biggest hustler ever, and then just hustle all the grandkids out of her buddy.
And then for Mario Party, don't get me started on the mini games where it's one particular player against every fucking body else. Don't get me started on those. Mario Party is definitely S tier toxicity.
Oh, this is not. This is being a fucking brat. Anyway, yeah, I had a bunch of other games and it's just like it didn't show up. For Honor, that was another one. I will
Heard of it,
put
never played it.
that game will bring out the fake gangbanger in you, just like it did. You have never like if you ever watch me play For Honor, you be thinking, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Because I just like it's it's one of those games where they just like they influence jumping. Like you could jump a nigga in that game and uh it gets toxic. It gets very very toxic.
Well, shit,
It's
you could
just
say that. You could say that about the fucking Def Jam fighting games, Vendetta and Fight for New York. I don't count Icons. That game sucked.
that
No
game
one
does.
counts Icon.
No one counts that card. That game does suck though.
That
It's
game
just
was straight ass cheeks.
Yeah, because the
What the
developers
what
didn't
the
make it. The developers
what
from the
the
last game
fuck
didn't
were they
make it.
thinking?
They hired a new studio to do it.
yeah, it was EA Chicago from the people that made Fight Night. It was which was that
Like,
was
bruh, you could look at the game and knew that it wasn't fucking Def Jam.
yeah. Oh man, that game fucking was ass. And it was slow. Like that was the real problem.
Yes.
It was very, very But the DJ shit, I'm not gonna lie, the little DJ joint where you get to switch the music around, I thought that was kind of dope. That was a very dope concept. But that game
If
is
it were if it were just faster paced, it maybe it would have made up for the weird mechanics they implemented.
it was a lot of no, it was a lot of things that was weird, but the story was kind of okay though.
I guess.
It's not better than I mean, it's not better than Fight for New York story, but the story was okay for what it is. But you kind of like don't know what you're following. But mm. So with that being said, and like I said, I had more games that just didn't upload for some reason. But I take it you guys are cool with this list right here. Like this
Yeah,
is
fun looks fine to me.
Mhm.
I
all
can't
right.
really, I can't really say too much because some of those games I never really played. But I don't know, Ray. I'm not much of a modern gamer anymore, bro. I'm content with the shit I got now. Like the shit that they got going on with fucking Tekken 8 and Mortal Kombat 1 being $70. I'm not buying those games.
Oh man, and let me ask you this because I get into this like with Shiny Wolf all the fucking time who also be on this. How do you feel about the way the female characters are portrayed in Mortal Kombat 1?
The only one
Ah,
I've really heard any like negative statements about is Natara.
Really? Because I've heard they'll get at Tanya, and because they say Tanya is ugly.
I haven't
Even though,
seen I haven't seen what they've done with Tanya yet, or like what anyone's been saying about Tanya. The main one that I've seen like people have issue with is Natara,
why the Tara? And they just dropped her.
primarily because of like her appearance and how her outfits and shit look.
They'll be alright. She'll have more outfits.
the best looking character is Reptile.
I agree
Agreed.
with that. Uh, I don't know because I've always said, and I've had this argument with Shiny Wolf that I don't think NRS characters ever really like was appealing because you know how most people would have a problem with their outfits and like, and then they got into the spiel about black women always on in Western monoculture like they're always deemed as masculine instead of like really feminine, and then
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, it got to that. It's just like, and the Japanese they like depict the black women different, and I said you really can't. I've also said that you really can't make the comparison because like a lot of the Western games, the black women in war, they're in military, and military like you're kind of like got to be a certain way. Like you can have your personality, but you kind of like have to have like a masculine type of frame. So it's like you really can't really put that on them, and like, but if you look and then you go to the Western modern games, they're different. Like Kimberly looks different, and obviously, who else? Sheva from Resident Evil, and other sort of characters and some shit like that. So I was just wondering your thoughts on all of that, or
I
is
I mean, I mean, I think they could look a lot better, but I'm not the type to like, oh man, they fucked up this character so bad because I know that it's a game with a certain narrative piece. It's literally Mortal Kombat 1, so the designs is gonna look more tame compared to like the '90s shit. You feel what I'm saying? Or like the shit that they was doing in the early 2000s. You follow what I'm saying? These games are a little bit more grounded with reality, so they're gonna have that. For fuck's sake, Megan Fox is fucking playing Natara.
yeah, and
The
people
fuck?
have a
It
problem with
fits.
that.
I didn't know that part. Oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, it fits too.
Yeah, it looks
And that
good,
Kung
honestly.
Lao thing called back to her movie is funny, son.
I still haven't seen the trailer, so I have to
What have
watch
you done with?
But yeah, I think the game looks good. I'm just not paying 670 for it. They can suck my dick.
Oh man, D is
I paid 60 fucking dollars for Street Fighter 6. I'm not paying 70 for neither Tekken 8 or Mortal Kombat 11. Mortal Kombat 1. You got me bent.
oh shit. I I agree with you. Even though I bought Street Fighter 6 and I don't know, man. It's just like there's actually a lot of games that's coming out, and it's just like around the area. It's just like, do you really want to go and buy them, or do you just want to be idle, or some shit like that? But
Ray, let me tell you something. I have over 200 games in my Steam library. Most of the games I bought, I have never really played like that. All right. Not only that, I have the free games that they give out on a consistent basis on Epic Games. Not only that, I have family share with multiple people, and then I also have get Xbox Game Pass. I don't need to buy any video games. I'm good.
you are exactly good.
I'm literally good. Like, what the fuck am I buying a new game for? I really thought about this shit. It's like, at this point, the only reason why I would ever buy a game is if I really want to support the developer or it's a franchise that I like really fuck with. But to fucking raise the price to $70, I have a fucking problem with it. I think it's bullshit.
Especially when they're giving you the full game.
And then you're gonna do all that just to charge me a motherfucking season pass. And when you do that shit, you're guaranteeing that I'm never gonna have full access to the game because I'm never fucking buying a battle pass because I don't need it. The fuck I need a battle pass for?
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Any last words before we move on to our final thoughts?
Nah,
Poke,
that's what I needed to say.
poke game proper.
Poke
Shout out,
game proper.
shout out to Nabushi, my girl.
Also,
Nabushi.
stop crying that Jade is not in Mortal Kombat 1. You will be fine. And this is coming from a Jade fanatic himself.
By the
I love
God,
that girl.
by the
Fuck,
gods,
like
no.
Ray, you saw me. You saw the
Yeah,
record I had with Jade, bro.
yeah.
That's my girl. I love her, but I'm okay with her not being in the game.
I at least want my characters in Tekken 8. I know I'm not going to get Lei Long, but I at least want Feng Wei. But I mean, I don't mind playing Leroy, but I just want at least one of my two characters in there.
I'm playing Leroy. I don't care. Shaheen's back. I like that.
Yeah, I seen that. All right. Now we're going to get into our final thoughts, and I am going to start with Material Life. B, you still there?
Yep.
Okay. You got any final thoughts?
Not really. It was a lot. That's it.
Okay. D Wolf is on you.
um, there's a time where Disney used to just be a poisonous apple. Now it's just poison. That's my final thought.
Also, don't trust a big butt to smile. Dion is on you. Dion is on you. Damn, he was just here.
No.
Last call for Dion. Well, think he fell asleep. All right, Father, it is on you.
Yeah, I don't really have any final thoughts. Brush your teeth, drink your water, make sure you brush your tongue, make sure when you take a shower, you wash your armpits and the inside of your belly button. You know, take care of yourself. Look beautiful. Don't be undesirable. There you go.
Okay, fuck just happened.
I
You
asked you for your final thoughts, and you didn't
I
you
was
respond.
got
I
your
was
connection got
talking because I was talking.
We didn't hear not a word.
Exactly. So I'm like, wait, how didn't they hear me? The fuck? And my mic was not muted.
Yeah, no. I said, okay. Do you have any final thoughts, my guy?
So for my final thought, I pose a question. If a person is supposed to be a villain in a certain situation, but then you prove said individual right in terms of the things they were doing or saying, is that person still a villain?
If you prove the person right, you said,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
because I mean, if you prove them right, then that means there was motive behind it. Like you set out to prove this person right because they were the ones that put that type of energy out there in the first place. So you were just confirming their beliefs, and now they got to live with it.
Hmm. All right. Well, that's my final thought.
Okay. Um, I had for some reason I was seeing clips of this one video, and I knew I was going to be into some ignorance, but you know, my dumbass, I watched it anyway, and it was the video of Charleston White and Priscilla, aka the Queenmaker. When I and for some reason I feel like that whole thing was set up to make men look bad. And the only reason I say that because you brought in Charleston White, who, in my opinion, I don't know why people still follow this dude because obviously the nigga be poking the bear and the nigga just do shit for clout and you do shit for money. You want to have this intellectual conversation between men and women, and then you got this other person and they call herself the queen maker, which I see videos of, and I think she just says stuff to get women to to recruit women into being a lesbian. And I'm looking at this video and like this proves my point that you cannot have everybody speak for you, especially when like you as men we get into our feelings. I feel like the conversation needs to be had, but there's some people I am just not going to volunteer motherfucking Charleston White. Like you could put Umar there, you could put Tariq Nasheed there, you could put anybody there but Charleston White. And one of the clips that was going viral was this right here, and she looked like Lil Obama. Lord Jesus, she
God
looked like
damn.
Lil.
God damn, you right. Oh shit.
Now she's going to. I think she's going to explain something, and because she said something to me that was dumb, and I think this was it. That men are not capable of love, which is one of the most dumbest shit that I've heard a lot of. And then she tried to break it down to like a biological term, but all she did was just make men sound primal and all that other stuff. Where you're kind of looking at it like no shit. But I think this is it right here. I'm gonna just play it anyway.
Try to change his mind. Yeah. Don't try to reason with him. Let him say, and he's telling you the truth. He's telling you how they are. He's telling you how they think. I told you men are incapable of love. Stop trying to make them love.
No, that's not true. No, that's not true.
What you saying?
Dr. King loved the shit out of Coretta Scott. And he fucked like a motherfucker. And that woman never came and spoke out one bad word about this fucking preacher.
We ain't saying nothing about
Hold on, I'm just breaking down. Men are capable of loving because they're humans, and all humans are capable of love. All humans are capable of change if they place in the right environment.
Come
on now, listen, because if man is not capable of love, then me and Kevin Gates will be enemies today. He conquered me with love. His loving response to me conquered my hate. I was being hateful, saying he got fucked and raped. That man conquered me with love, a man. We the best of friends now, because he the first nigga to conquer a nigga with love.
Now hold on.
I love you.
Hold on.
That's
Now
what he said.
Earlier,
he said, hold on. Just watch the video. He said, that's what got me. I still wanted to be mean to the nigga.
Let's have Prince Teller respond to that.
Hold on. Now, we just got finished listening to I Don't Give a Fuck. We can rape all these women. Hold on. We can kill
White
them.
women. Stick with white women, though. Listen, see, that's what they don't want to stick with. I'm saying white women. Rape white women.
And that was one of the reasons why. And that was one of the reasons why I tell people you could not let everybody fucking speak, because sooner or later you say some dumb shit like, what the fuck are you talking about? Now there's a part in this video where it's just like, I agree with you, but why would you say, but why? Because you know they say blind squirrel is, or dead clock is right twice a day. So like you're gonna get some like factuals out of it. You're gonna get some no shit Sherlocks out of it, but like you couldn't have put someone. I feel like this was a whole setup to make men look bad, and like this man was earlier. He was talking about because he's in shock jock. Because the only reason he said it was shock jock, he was like he was trying to make people kill and rape white women and some shit like that, and it's just like, why would you bring him? To me, it was just like, why would you bring him on? And if we're supposed to have like intellectual conversation, like this is the nigga you bring on. Like this shit like this bothers me, because I feel like it could have had a conversation that could have went so much better than what you see right now. And I'm not even like there's more to it, but this it's just like stupid shit like that. It's just like, be careful who you like at least follow, or be careful who you bring on to like speak for everybody. Because if this man was supposed to speak for men, whoever set this up was a horrible job. And like there's more to it. And then I think Material like said, she was like, I couldn't get through most of it and I don't blame her, because some of the shit was just fucking ignorant. But and I know there's like a couple other channels where men and women like go against each other, but at least if you're going to like have these type of conversations, at least have it with two intellectual people that we can have a simple back and forth, to not like a dude that's talking about killing and raping white women and telling people, I don't give a fuck about nobody, I'm just here to get money, because it makes us look bad, and it looks like a fucking setup. So that's my little final thoughts about that. I would like to thank the panel for jumping on as usual. I would like to thank all y'all for listening to hear us talk our shit again. This is, let me just say podcast, and I'm signing out. Peace.
Cheers.
Bye.
Deuces.